says hello, I'm in trouble.
See, when he's with his family, he feels like for some reason he has to protect you, and he does.
The only reason I was shutting you up is because I thought Laura's point, I was just about to say Laura's point. It was the point I wanted to make, and I thought it had to be said. And it wasn't. It was in the process of being shut up.
No. Let me talk. Everybody said what my problem was. I want to tell you what my problem was. My problem is...
He just happened to agree with me. It doesn't mean that I was his favorite.
I know. My problem is that when I'm talking and someone disagrees with me, they'll always just jump right in, jump down my throat, tell me I'm wrong, tell me that they're disagreeing, and tell me to shut up, let them talk. And yet, when someone else is talking and I jump in to disagree, 5 people at the table jump down my throat like I'm the fucking devil.
That's because you got to get them to have manners that we should all exhibit.
But that's right. That's what David always says. You know what David always says? He tries to teach people a lesson. It's like...
Lessons are important.
Lessons that he doesn't know himself.
I know, but I'm above the lesson. I'm above the law.
I like
it's like if I'm driving on the road.
This is so embarrassing. Why isn't this thing open?
If I'm driving and somebody does something dumb, I have to make them know it.
Well,
you lean on your horn for at least 5 minutes while you follow them to wherever they're going.
And stare at them
blinking your lights constantly at them. Everybody on the road knows that person did something stupid. So you teach them a lesson.
And everybody on the road also knows that you're stupid.
I'm covering a little too far. You gotta put on a shirt.
You don't know where it is? No, I was looking for it.
Where's the Avion bottle?
Right there. Where's the little lid?
Well, Mr. Decker, we just have a few questions that we'd like to have answered tonight. If you come here and been so graciously accepted our offer to be interviewed here on Wednesday. At any rate, what I'd like to know is 20, 25, 30 years ago when you were starting your life, what did you...
No, I got something.
Are we running out of batteries? What did you think your life would be like in 20, 30 years? Did you have any thoughts at that time?
No, I didn't really. But I had some things that I wanted to accomplish.
Like what, for instance?
You have an oldest daughter named Debbie.
I always felt that I had the ability to become a manager. And I graduated as an engineer, and I figured the first 2 years I'd work as an engineer, and then graduate from that into a management position.
Why did you think you could be a manager?
Tell the truth, you wanted to be an owner of a company, right from the start.
Everyone does, but why did you think you'd be a manager?
Why did I think I could be a manager?
Yeah, you said you thought you had an ability to be a manager.
Well, I realized that I work well with people, that people reacted favorably towards me.
Why? What do you mean? You mean that they did what you told them and they got good results, or they liked you? They thought you were a good old boy, or?
No, I think we worked well together and we achieved the objectives of what we were working for.
Okay.
It's a matter of accomplishment.
So you're thinking about that career-wise. What about other areas of your life?
When I was young, I was very ambitious and very impatient to get ahead. I always felt that by working a little bit harder than the rest of the guys, that I could advance. And so I felt that I could become a manager, a few years after I started working as an engineer.
Okay, so that's pretty much the career part of your life. You thought that. When you were 20, 30 years ago, just starting out, what about the other aspects of your life? Family and friends and personal life. What were you expecting out of life back then?
Well, when I started out 20, 30 years ago, I think I was very much into sports.
This was a driving factor in your life, sports?
No, it was
Did you want to take the dress back?
an important part of my life. I had been very interested in sports during high school. I'd done very well at it. I was a reasonably good athlete.
So it's okay that you were tied up, right?
Fairly successful playing football.
Okay, these are all things that we're talking about, but how I want to get something a little deeper. How about, what was it that at that time made life worth living for you? Then, and if you can name that, is it different now? That one thing, that juicy item, that thing that's...
Oh, there wasn't any one juicy item that made life worth living in those days. It was a combination of many things. 30 years ago, 30 years ago when my main objective was to finish going to school. And the thing that made everything worthwhile in those days was that I was around with my family. I was very happy with school. I had some very good friends, and I had in 1952 met my future wife.
Pearl
And we
Negra.
were, that's right, Pearl Negra.
Which, as a matter of fact, brings us to our next interviewee. I think, thank you very much for your time. I think we've gotten to know you a little bit better, and we're that much richer for it.
Well,
That
you're
was
very
Otto Decker. Thank you again. Good night.
Okay, good night.
And this is Pearl Decker, and her name used to be, as we just found out, Pearl Negra, the woman that Mr. Decker obviously married. And let's talk about that. Let's find out. 20, 30 years ago, Otto basically said that the only thing in his life that was interesting was sports, and so. Oh, maybe I'm paraphrasing here. Pardon me, but what did you at that time in your life, 20, 30 years ago? Just tell me. Can you remember back and tell me what was important?
10 words or less.
Well, there's a big difference between 20 years ago and 30 years
Well,
ago.
let's put an exact number on it then. 25.
32 years ago, I was just married.
Yes. Well, what I'm talking about,
Way years
30, about 30 years ago, when you were just married, starting out life with your new husband, what were the important things then? What made your life, I want to get to the real heart of the issue. If you can nail it down, what was important to you? What was important? What made life worth living? No, don't look at me.
Being happy,
What made you happy?
finding a husband, getting married.
Okay, well, you found a husband 30 years ago. You were married 2 years. You were pregnant with...
Came along.
Yes, exactly. Well, what made you happy? Was that what made you happy?
That would make her happy.
Debbie.
That Deborah came along?
What did make you happy?
I don't know, David, that's a difficult question. Can I have an easy question?
No, you see, Barbara Walters puts people on the spot all the time, and they somehow get out of it,
Yeah,
but
I
you're
don't
going to have to
like
come up with an answer. Yeah, what made you happy? I mean, that's a difficult question, obviously.
Pearl, this is showbiz.
This is showbiz?
What did make you happy?
A long time ago, David.
Well, what makes you happy now? Let's start that way.
Oh, boy. You're in a wrong time in my life right now.
Well, bad things can be happening, but what does make you happy? You're avoiding the answer. Look, just talk to me, and just tell me, what do you like? You like movies? You like food? You like hot fudge sundaes?
No.
You know? Well, come on, but you like them, right? Everybody likes things that are bad for them every once in a while, you know. Well, what else do you like? Anything?
Put me to bad spine.
Well, okay, let's go on to some other things then. How do you feel about your 3 children?
How do I feel about my
Yeah, no, be honest, you know. Children are disappointing and they bring happiness and they are a range of things. How do you feel about your 3 children? Let's start with the youngest, Denise. Well, just tell me what happened.
I want to see Denise.
You going tonight?
Yeah, are you?
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Bye, see you later. Okay, bye.
You guys are the next interview, but anyway, so you
I can see her go off and be happy, and I wish she'd stop smoking, both of them.
why do you want to see them be happy? Go off somewhere. Go off where?
I would like to see Denise find a job, settle down somewhere, and Debbie, I'd like to see her.
Why?
Why?